So the party has been hired by their friend Arcanist Allura Vysoren in the city of Iman to head towards the dwarven town of Kraghammer, as a good friend of hers and one of the members of the Council of Taldore has gone missing. And eventually the party made their way towards the bottom ring of Kraghammer proper, talking to Lord Nostock Greyspine, who is... Yes, Greyspine indeed. Who is the head of the Greyspine mines at the bottom of Kraghammer, where supposedly this paladin disappeared to. After having a conversation with him, a bunch of goblins and ogres began to spring from the mines and attacking the workers. The party swooped down to aid, realized that the goblins and ogres weren't attacking, they were fleeing from something else, of which, emerging from within the mines proper, some strange Naga-based Hydra-ish abomination. The party then proceeded to slaughter it. A final blow dealt by Scanlan, our resident gnome bard.
You did.
And that's where we pick up. And there's a hush comes about the crowd, and you see about 5 or 6 carvers pull their way through, carvers being the guards of Kraghammer, with Lord Nostock Greyspine himself stepping through. He looks at the rest of the group and goes,
"All right, so you've certainly proven yourselves in battle."
well, of course we have.
I would like to continue this conversation that we had back in my office, if you don't mind.
He turns around and begins to walk back.
Oh, wait, Nostock.
He's not even listening, he's just walking off.
Yeah.
Are you still an eagle? Can you even talk to him?
Didn't you just go call?
Well, I'm not an eagle, but I am still poisoned.
Oh, I can help you.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna cast,
Cast?
Oh, yeah, I can cast spells.
You can cast?
I can. I've got plenty of spells.
Yeah. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm gonna cast protection from poison on Keyleth.
Please, enter and close the doors behind you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to slam the door like that.
Flatulent dragonborn, eh?
Right. So as you close without theories.
Now, I will give you free rein to our mines. I shall get the proper approvals to make sure no carvers bother you as they wander the city's lower ring. But I would contract you to delve past our tunnels and investigate the source of these creatures. Where they come from, where they live, and if there is some sort of a leader, who gives them their commands, eliminate them. For this, I will reward you with not a trifle sum. 25,000 gold pieces. Plus 250 gold per beast scalp you provide upon return.
Oh, I like this.
I think this seems like the sort of job we want to take.
Yes.
It is customary in our culture to seal a deal with a drink.
Truly.
As I think you are aware.
Truly.
See, I wasn't just fucking with you last week. That's a thing we do.
Yes. And since we are about to risk our lives...
I forgot you did that.
Make a persuasion.
Yes! Happily.
Yes.
Roll good. It's the first one.
It's
Come on, Percy.
Come on,
14.
It's pretty good.
Not great.
He gives you this long, distant, angry, dwarven, mistrusting stare. Rubs his chin, his well-kept blackened beard, and goes,
But a sip, as it was a gift.
We'll take it.
Let me take care of it. I'll pour everyone a glass.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Oh, boy.
I take my empty water flask out that I emptied out before and am smiling and pouring glasses and also squirting a little bit here and there.
I start to just play a little ditty on the flute. I thought we could accompany our sip with a little bit of music to not to distract you, just to sort of accompany us.
His nose squits at the sound, going,
Gnomish tunes aren't to my ears and liking.
However, you do get an inspiration dice.
Yay!
All right, so go ahead and make a sleight of hand check on this.
Okay. Oh, good. Now I'm at 19.
As he's listening to the gnomish music and kind of pushing it away with his hands, like,
Stop, I don't know.
All right.
I appreciate it, but I don't.
There's no accounting for taste.
as you do that, your wineskin goes to full, swollen to its brim. You switch over to one of the cups, you pass around the drinks. Eventually, all of you manage to get your drinks passed around.
Huzzah!
To a contract.
Contract.
Contracts.
L'chaim.
Contract.
Love contracts.
We're risking our
No
lives
mesh.
for money.
Also,
Yeah,
maybe
I'll
take a
get
short
him
rest
ahead
before
of
we
it all.
leave this
It's all right.
facility.
Yes, could we do that?
What?
Short rest.
Is this considered?
Sure.
Ask if we can
Oh, yeah,
start.
that actually would be good.
Continuation
I will
grog.
sing a song of rest, and it goes a little something like, "Scanner make you feel good, Scanner make you feel real good."
Oh, I feel so.
No, wait, you get an extra
feel good.
D6 roll on your.
I appreciate the
Oh,
song.
and extra
Oh, on
D6
our
on
heels?
On your
Yeah, and any hit dice, whenever you spend a dice, you should be
What do you do?
6.
Just one?
Alright, so the group makes their way over to the outskirts of the building. It opens up, and a dwarf opens. A very nice, kind of portly looking dwarf with a big tuft of a chin strap beard, big kind of reddish ruddy nose, leather apron on, and he kind of opens the door. Hey, hello! Nice to meet you. What can I do for you?
You must be Hearus?
I am, the foreman of this here fine mine.
Wonderful to meet you. I've heard wonderful things about you.
Oh, have you? From who?
From Lord Gracebine himself.
Really? Oh. All right. Well, how can I be of service?
We were curious. I'm sure you witnessed all of those wonderful goblins and trolls and other nonsense coming out of the mine.
Nasty lot. It always makes my weeks that much more interesting.
Weeks. So this has been happening for quite a while.
Unfortunately. However, over these past few weeks, we've seen some real nightmarish things slither out of the shadows. Many goblins stitched together to some kind of ball of screaming green limbs.
Oh God!
Slimes and oozes that would mutate and change colour rapidly before seeming to dissolve on their own. Unstable looking, really, in their form.
Like a goblin centipede.
Or it sounds like a bit of.
If you will, aye.
It sounds more like some type of necromancy.
Perhaps, but they're not undead per se. They're still alive.
Oh.
At least from what we can tell. And whatever agony placed them in their physical form.
Oh, that's even worse.
We even had one brief run-in with what looked like a Duragar that had swollen and sprouted eyes and mouths all across his body.
That's
That was a
dark
sight.
Dwarf. They are little fuckers. Those
Aye, Duragar. And he spits to the
Yeah.
side. Filthy lost souls. Dwarves evolved that turned to a darker god.
Like what?
Oh, and I just heard we had some weird, many-headed serpent thing that just got killed down there.
We just killed
yes.
one of those.
That was you?
Yeah, our hero is right over here.
Hi.
He steps onto his back leg, shifting his weight, and cocks an awkward eyebrow. Really?
I'm really strong for my age.
We were all surprised.
We're as surprised as anybody.
And what's security like on the mine? Is there any chance someone could have slipped in through Kraghammer without you knowing, or is that all
I
locked up?
highly doubt that, now that the way our carvers are trained.
Understood.
They are quite.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Fine dwarven study.
Before we go,
Strong ale.
Finest of military classes. Proud of him.
what do you use?
I had a
for
cousin
that?
who was once a carver. Raised in there, his whole family brought him up on that site. Military weapon training every day. Couldn't come out and play with the rest of us. I felt bad for him, but he grew up to be a right nasty dwarf. Aye.
You say had.
Where's
Well-
he now?
Unfortunately, he was slain in one of the incursions. That Duragar I was telling you about. But such is the nature of the fighter, I suppose.
Avenge him.
I appreciate that. To be honest, he was kind of a bastard, but didn't miss him too much. But I appreciate the thought. That's very kind of
We
you.
won't avenge you.
Literally or figuratively?
I mean, still avenge him.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
He had parents.
He had parents. We were related somewhat. I'm not going to say too close, but yes.
Oh, not to you, to the other guy, Matt.
Yes. Yes, Laura.
When we take a rest, do we get our spells back for the day?
Not a short rest. That's been a long rest.
All right, cool.
Yes.
You've been so helpful.
Of course, I'm happy to.
Oh, one last question.
It doesn't have to be last. You're welcome to stay as long as you like. I don't get visitors too often up here in my booth.
Wonderful.
You should come drink with us at the tavern.
Well, I have to stay here.
Oh.
Work, at least for the next
Alright,
6
you get
hours.
offered
6 hours.
6 more hours.
Aye. But I have some dried fruits. I've got some meats inside. I've got 2 chairs, and you can fit in my lap, and he kind of pats you on the head.
I've killed.
Right.
This is what needs a whore. Sorry.
Fair enough.
Well, We'll come see you again, Harris.
We're late for that thing.
Of course, anytime. Ah, when I'm not busy.
Good day.
But when I'm not busy, you're welcome to come by.
All right.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Tell you what, when we drag our asses out of that mine, we'll come straight to you.
And we'll have some of that dried fruit.
We're long.
I'll save a batch for you, you half-elf lass.
Do the wink thing you do.
I already did.
You did it already. She's good at winking.
I saw it was a good wink.
Yes.
I made me tingle in my shoulders.
Just your
That
shoulders.
might be the diabetes. But mostly the wink, I think.
Good.
Stay safe!
Stay regular.
Come on.
Eat some veggies.
Oh, I
Fruit's bad
put
for
my head back in
diabetes.
the door and I throw him a turkey leg and a beef jerky strip. I gotta get rid of this stuff. It's been in here.
The fact that you just checked your inventory for that worries me.
As the
We got a lot of shit in
feel
this
like
bag
we're
of holding.
the bag of holding, not so much a freezer.
I didn't say it was good. I just want it out.
The
throw
mildly
it out?
rotted turkey leg across the floor. The remainder of what was once meat now is slush slawing off the bone as it slams across the stone
It's
floor.
really tender.
You're a Goliath. You'll
Grog.
eat anything.
Yeah, those are the best parts.
You see, immediately
that's
steps
kind
back
of-
and his face squints back.
Not polite, Grog.
Here
Oh,
it
I gave him a turkey leg.
You
is.
just
It's the
threw-
thought that counts. As he
Yeah.
closes his door,
But
You know.
hold
leaving it
on.
where it was.
Before he does that, I cast prestidigitation and I clean it up real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and turn into a squirrel and hide in your pocket.
I like it.
Okay. Oh, Grog.
What? It was a burp.
Technically in
What's
character.
worse from the other end of the
Okay, so we're going to
Doritos.
House Thunderbeards.
You guys head to the house, Thunderbrand.
Thunderbrand.
All right.
I
There's
wonder
no
what
answer.
Keyleth is doing. She's squeaking an awful lot.
Oh, that's right. She's in my pocket. Hi.
So we just walk up and
Can I pet her a little bit?
No, I don't suggest that, Grog. I shoot firebolt.
I forgot that was water.
There's a front door.
Did you actually try to walk up?
Is there a front door?
No.
From what you can see, there appears to
Perhaps
be
you
a
should,
large
before you
kind
do
of,
anything, just try and walk up.
almost like a beechwood,
I'm
light
not gonna do
wood
that.
double door
You have
at the front of the complex.
Okay,
going
I would
to
love
Let's
to.
go.
I'm going to use my rogue abilities to walk up to the front door and knock on it.
Great.
Sorry,
Okay.
Grog.
So, you walk towards the grass.
Yes.
You step onto the walkway that leads towards the front of the building. As soon as you cross into the threshold where those stone signals are, you make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
12.
no. No.
So, as you pull your cloak around you and take a few steps to jaunt upward, suddenly you guys hear it, this strange sound, a little poof, poof of arcane blue energy kind of just pulses around his feet. You instinctively begin to pull back, but as you do, there is a blast of blue electric energy that streaks out from all around you, shocking your body, throwing you about 15 feet back, straight onto your shoulders. You skid to a halt.
Yes, which
Come
one
line.
of these I rolled for damage?
Electrified sound effect?
Do you want me to knock on the door? Is that all we're trying to do?
Trying to, yes.
Oh yeah, use your.
Essentially.
Okay, so yes, I send an unseen servant to knock on the door.
But it's
What
all
kind? Like a
It'll be disappeared.
like a
Okay.
bunny?
Oh, he tried it
unseen.
before.
Oh,
Where do you create the unseen servant?
Where do I create?
Yeah.
Right on the door knocker, like hanging on the door knocker.
feet touching the ground.
You go ahead and you walk up to where that sigil is, you finish your spell, you cast Unseen Servant,
Unseen servant, ho!
which he says every time.
Yes.
Every single time. You see this strange shift of air as some sort of humanoid form then materializes on the opposite side of this boundary and stands at your ready and command.
We still haven't knocked on the door, correct?
Yeah.
No, it's about a 60-foot walk to the front door.
Interesting.
I command the unseen servant to dunk, dunk, dunk.
It kind of saunters over. You guys see this kind of shifting, barely visible form make its way up to the front door. In the distance, you hear a dull. Eventually, the door slightly opens, and you see a hunched figure with bright white, shock white hair kind of look out the doorway. Ah, where did she come from? Looking at the form in front
the
of him.
ghost.
Yeah. That's where you come from. All right.
Hello.
I'm waving. Hello!
Opens the door, comes out. You now see this dwarven figure, hunched, very old, with a long, very well-crafted brass staff with what looks like a black or purple gem at the top. So, You have my attention.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name's Tiberius Stormwind. These are my friends.
He puts his hand up, and there's no sound coming out of your mouth.
Maybe we should listen.
This is the one who rudely attacked our home abode not more than a few hours ago.
He has emotional problems.
Apparently.
Yes.
He needs to learn respect for other people's property.
Yes, he does.
We agree wholeheartedly. He's Dragonborn. He's weird. He's a little weird. We're sorry to interrupt. I don't know. It's dinner time, I think. I don't know if you've heard yet. It just happened. We just fought some sort of many-headed beast down at the mines, and Lord Greyspine is sending us in. So before we go, we were sent here. We were told you were the dwarf to speak to if we needed...
To know about the magical entities.
No, I think it was just to get shit. To be ready for those entities.
If you're looking to buy trinkets and magical oddities...
Trinkets?
You've come to the wrong place. This is a house of study.
Yes!
This is where hard-working dwarves of the arcane persuasion put their lives towards pursuing the magical forms and fields
And
that...
we have come to seek your knowledge.
I'm sorry.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. Is that I came here looking to ask about the arcane studies.
Look, I mean no disrespect, but understand, this is a dwarven house of arcane practicing and study. Don't see any dwarves among you?
I will send you my associate.
The dwarf turns around and begins walking away with the staff.
What a
told you he
beautiful
wasn't up
staff
to it.
that is.
I'll cast. I'm gonna cast Alter Self on myself to be a dwarf.
And jump behind me and act like you just. You were just.
Actually, sir, we
No, wait.
have a
Cast it
dwarf
on me.
with us.
I'm a squirrel in her pocket.
Oh shit! I cast it on her instead.
We have a dwarf with us who wanted to actually say hello.
What's your dwarf name?
Turns around,
Keyleth, where have you been?
saunters back,
I guess it's Keyleth.
looks at you.
Keyleth Kraghammer.
Dwarvish.
Smiles for a second as he looks at you and goes,
Ah, well, how nice to meet you. Where are you from?
Oh, hello.
Liefen, laufen, laufen, leben.
Yeah, from Sweden.
Choke on a chip.
Keyleth is not gonna...
Roll with the player. Roll with it.
I hail from the mountains. Up north.
She had an accident on the way over here, and we were hoping maybe.
roll a persuasion roll with disadvantage. You roll with disadvantage.
Let the dice act better than us tonight, please.
Wait, persuasion? I don't have... Oh, wait, I have a 0. 8.
That's your first roll.
Now roll
Oh, I
again.
have an advantage?
No, you have disadvantage.
Oh, I have disadvantage?
So
Roll 8.
He goes,
Oh.
I've been practicing the arcane arts for over 250 years.
And I've been practicing my Cornwall accent for 5 minutes. Shit.
he raises his hand, and the alter self spell dissipates. Where stands Keyleth?
Hey!
Oh, Keyleth, you've been lying to us this whole time?
Who are you?
We thought you were a
Wait,
dwarf!
Vax steps forth, steps in front of Keyleth and says, "Good Sir Dwarf." Clearly we are idiots.
That's the first true thing you've said since you called me out of my...
Stay with me on this. We are strangers in a strange land. However, we are working with Lord Greyspine to enter your minds and end the evil that is spewing forth from them.
He glares at you through and goes,
I've said my piece. Good luck to you all.
Further.
You've gotten the 20.
Further. You're gonna have one more try at this.
he turns around and starts
There
walking
must
away.
be so many arcane things down there that we will discover and bring to you upon finding them.
Good call, Scanlan.
Things that you could use for your research. Historical items.
As he's still walking away, you hear him shout over his shoulder, and when you bring them, then we'll talk.
Okay, that's fair.
Till then, good day.
That's fair.
Hey, don't bother me when I'm eating.
Thank you, Lord Thunderclap.
This game has consequences.
At which he shouts again in a booming
Jesus.
presentation voice,
It's Thunderbride! Welcome!
That's what I meant!
You hear the door slam.
That was fun.
Oh, right.
Great.
Well, that went
Should
well.
we go buy some potions
Yes,
then?
let's
Let's
do
go
that.
by.
He gave us one bit of information.
Mucked
The
that up.
Valve, what is it? Valor of...
Vulva?
The place to go buy
The house of Valor.
The house of...
No, the Valor...
Yeah, no.
That's not the House of Vulva, Scanlan. It's
Value of valor.
The value of valor.
If you want to visit the House of Vulva, you and I
and
go
me.
later.
The value
It's a whole
of
different
Let's go
establishment.
find that.
Right.
Stupid.
All right, we go into the House of Vulva.
All right.
Open your vulva.
That's not what it's called.
Are you sure you don't want to think about renaming it
It's
now?
the Value of Valor, guys. Come on.
All right. So
You're tearing the party apart. Thank you.
welcome to my establishment. May I
We
help
both
you?
stand a little taller and try to look more noble.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
It's a beautiful shop you have. It's so startling to find an elven establishment here in the middle of Kraghammer. How did this come about?
Well, they didn't have one. And I found there was perhaps money to be made in starting one.
How many
However-
dragons have you come across, sir? Are you interested in dragon parts?
Oh, we have a lot of dragon bits.
He extends his hand to a shelf on the side labeled dragon parts.
What about,
Lovely.
And to
Let's
answer
go.
your question, 3.
Oh, really?
what about basilisk
What kind
eggs?
of dragons, actually?
What was your question, sir?
We have also, if you're interested in trade, basilisk eggs and pots of an umber hulk.
And a troll dick.
No, that's gone. We flogged him with it and then it disappeared.
I detract my offer.
Yeah. It was used very well.
He gives you a very concerned look.
Yeah, I'm a
Both
collector
of you.
sorts.
And he goes, I work in trade,
Yeah.
meaning gold pieces
Oh.
for my wares.
Yes.
If you have interest, purchase. If not, I have other business to attend to.
Well,
You make your way down to the bottom ring of Kraghammer, to the mines proper. The miners have gone back to work, and from what you can see, there's just an all-around crazy business with people cleaning out, still trying to clean out the ichor that's on the ground left over from the battle you guys had the day before.
I'm gonna look for tracks.
Okay, that'd be an investigation roll.
I'm
please,
gonna,
Bob.
I'm gonna assist her. Look for
Scared,
animal
I don't
tracks.
know which one to
I'm
roll.
going
Both
to
my die have been rolling
I'm
so
going to detect
bad.
for a while.
All right.
And looking at the
Alright, roll
mines.
Keyleth.
This one is no longer in service.
Wow, wow.
5.
well, hers is a lot better.
Good.
You are
I rolled 1 again.
a natural one.
A natural 1.
Vex and I get
guys.
dressed up in Sherlock Holmes cosplay.
Oh my god.
And we say, golly gee, I think I see some animal tracks over here.
They are staring at their own
trail's going
footprints
cold.
on the ground, following them
Oh
around
man,
in a circle.
this has turned completely back from the first game.
I know.
You guys are failing consistently.
Everything.
Let's turn this around. Let's turn this around. So as you guys are going to ask somebody about this, your ranger gets down and begins inspecting the floor.
Yeah, I
where
see
you,
things.
Where you can see there are struggles that apparently occurred. You can see slash marks on the ground. You can see bodies, or the impacts of bodies, and where some of these dwarves have been pulled away. A few minutes later, you can see tracks,
Yes, battle.
dwarven tracks, of bodies being pulled and dragged, not in the direction they're going, but further down the tunnel.
Yeah, let's go there.
Oh no.
As you look and follow that track, you notice that maybe a good 200 feet to the left of the cavern, there is a new tunnel breach that is currently open, about a 20 by 15 size tunnel that is fresh and blasted out from the other side.
I'll
of the
cup
dwarves
my
are-
hands over my face and go, Grog, Grog, Grog.
and it does echo. Grog, grog, grog,
Why would you do that?
grog,
Why
grog.
not?
Following the tracks, you can see the dragging of the bodies does indeed go in the direction and into the newly carved tunnel
All right.
in this mine network. 3 hours go by. This tunnel goes extremely deep. Whatever managed to dig its way up here came from pretty far under
just
this
dragging,
line.
and at no point does it look like the body's ever moved.
Nope. No change in physicality, no sign of struggle. The tunnel finally widens and opens.
Be great for you.
As the sound of distant water rushing reaches your ears.
I'll have to go to the bathroom.
As Tiberius steps into this opening, the light cascades into this new cavern. A large, beautiful, open space presents itself. A good 100-foot up ceiling. From what you can see, a roaring river is now pouring out of the nearby rock, cascading over a cliffside into a waterfall down into this deeper, giant cavernous space.
What about the tracks?
The tracks continue in the direction of that river. You hear a very, very faint sound in the distance.
Did you hear that?
That's not the sound. Tiberius.
I'm sorry.
Remember, I have a passive perception of 21.
Yes, you do. You hear a...
Skittering. I might hear spiders. Or something.
As you glance about in cave bear form, you look up and all you can make out is shifting movement across the ceiling.
Oh god.
But it's large. It's not a small creature.
One.
You glance
multiple.
off to your left and you look up and you see a second one.
Oh fuck.
And both dislodge.
Oh no!
All of you hear two loud, cacophonous, thunderous slam sounds
Definitely hit like
on the ground next to
I
you.
quickly whisper to my sister to the boundaries.
Like.
All right.
Vex and Vax dance backwards against the wall.
There is a surprise round.
Oh no!
Oh God! But I heard them.
Oh.
Oh no!
Those look like Umber Hulks.
They are. You've had one brief run-in with a single Umber Hulk in the past.
Now we have two!
As two slam into the ground beside you, dropping from the ceiling portion. That brings us to the other one who is attacking Grog. Right there in front of it. The biggest and most viable visual it can find.
No, motherfucker, miss! I start singing using my cutting words reaction
All right.
to
Very
try
nice.
to distract him.
All right, so go ahead and roll your D8 to reduce its attack roll.
D8.
D8. 3. All right. That would have been a 20 to hit. That brings it to a 17.
18.
Woo!
Saved you!
So, as you begin singing out, as it pulls back with its mandibles to strike at Grog, it looks off to you for a second, goes back, at which point Grog has put its axe up to its face and is holding it at bay. All right, everyone, roll initiative.
I'm so scared to roll! I know, it's been so bad.
That brings us to Grog.
Rage!
Now I'm angry.
Okay.
I would like to rage, and not only rage, I would like to go into a frenzied rage for 3 full attacks.
All right.
You can wait.
While and I'm raging so hard that I pop all the capillaries in my eyeballs, so I can't really see that well, and I just swing a lot.
All right, I'm gonna check one thing real fast.
Oh shit! Don't check. Look, I'm rolling. 30.
There once was a bard from Nantucket who got his flute caught.
I gained 1 level of exhaustion with the rage.
Okay. I will say, situationally, because of the fact of your rage, that you have advantage on the saving throw against the confusion effect.
Oh.
Yeah.
As you are just, your mind is so filled with aggression.
I got that big, nasty bang.
So make charisma saving throw.
What a good idea. Is that 20?
Between me and you.
Yep.
Better, no.
5.
No, no!
Let's see what happens.
Roll a 2.
So.
Now he's raging.
As you rage.
No! Damn it.
You feel the influence of the Umber Hulk's gaze pierce your eyes, and the fury fills you, and you reach out and slash with your axe. However, It does not reach for the Umber Hulk. Go ahead and roll an attack, Grog.
Oh no! Who's he hitting?
A 1!
Hey! Finally!
There's a loud clanging sound as a giant, angry, swooping, bladed great axe misses Tiberius's head by inches before slamming into the stone right up against the side of the wall.
Oh my god.
You can just see now this kind of loose, crazed look in his eyes.
Now you're all screwed up.
We have a problem.
Scanlan, you're up.
Scanlan,
ride the bear, Scanlan.
Ride the bear.
Oh my god.
Yes!
I will just step forward a little and I will cast polymorph on our big friend that we're surrounding, and I'll turn him into a snail.
A snail? Oh.
All right.
Can you do that?
So, as the two Umber Hulks are there,
What?
The one that's in the center of the group
Oh, Tiberius.
rears back and beginning to unleash a series of attacks, and then into this tiny snail form on the ground.
Don't touch the snail until it because he'll poof out into the fucking big guy
Don't
again.
hurt the snail.
Leave it.
You can
Leave
pick up
it.
the snail.
That's
Don't
going
step
to
on
be
him.
Leave it alone.
snail.
Don't do anything.
Hit the other
I'll
one.
take care of the snail.
There's a tiny,
At the
tiny
end,
little snail on the ground
wait.
now that looks very confused and very,
That's a confused.
very confused, which is ironic for an Umber Hulk to feel confused. Keyleth, you're up.
Okay, after seeing Grog get confused, I turn
Again.
and I go straight for his throat, and I'm trying to drag him into the creek. I want
Okay.
to take the Umber Hulk into the creek, right behind me.
Okay, so go ahead and roll for a grapple.
All right?
Roll the dice and add +5.
That's 20!
Natural 20. With you reach forward and latch onto it with your claws and your teeth onto the
Going
Umber
for the
Hulk.
throat.
All right. So that's your first attack. You can go ahead while it's grappled and attack with the other strikes.
I'm taking him underwater.
Okay. You pull.
Oh god. Pulling him underwater.
It's a waterfall.
You both plunge underneath the water surface.
Take a big old breath right beforehand, and I'm going underwater.
All right. Backs are up.
Okay, so first thing I do is lean down and pick up the snail off the ground and say, "Hey, go fuck yourself," and I throw him into the waterfall.
Oh Jesus!
Over here.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll a ranged attack. So just roll at dexterity.
Sorry. Yeah, that's 21. Yeah.
Each rounds.
You
22,
throw.
22.
You throw. It arcs over.
That's
Lands into the water.
In polymorph form.
Goes over the edge of the waterfall.
Whatever animal they
Toodaloo,
are,
shitface!
whatever animal form they are in.
Wait, he swam
threw him
away.
over the waterfall.
No, he threw the snail over the waterfall.
Hey,
Woo!
Now, that seems like a bonus action to me, right?
That's an attack.
So then that's an attack? Okay.
That's an attack.
It's the world's easiest grapple throw.
Yeah.
Okay.
You threw him
Then I'm
forever.
Grog, you're up.
You killed the snail.
With my frenzy rage renewed, I run towards the water, haunted by nightmares of Sebastian and the Little Mermaid, and I leap into the water and start slashing and
All right.
slashing.
Go ahead and make your 3 attacks, Grog.
Le poisson, hee hee hee. Oh, you bitch. 18 plus, that's 26.
26 hits.
Okay, good. Second attack, 26.
Hits.
Okay. And, 25.
Hits.
Good.
Go ahead and roll damage, Grog.
What's 24 plus 10?
34.
34. Grog. 34 points of damage. As your axe comes down, slam once into the water. You see one of the claws start pulling itself up out of the surface. Its head's still under the water. You slam the axe down. You see the arm actually snaps and begins to drift down the river. As it looks up at you, its eyes open before the gaze can meet yours. The axe comes down and plunges itself directly into the forehead of the Umber Hulk with a shunk sound. As it does, its body goes limp and begins to float down the water.
Well, that was easy.
was it?
At this point, the snail form, which doesn't have a whole lot of hit points, has taken enough damage to alleviate itself from the polymorph. As the spell fades, as the snail form is destroyed, The other Umber Hulk begins clawing its way up the side of the mountain, burrows through the actual stonework,
balls,
and bursts out of the ground right behind you, Vax.
Oh, fuck a duck.
Come on, drop this thing.
This is why you shouldn't have thrown the snail.
But that's its turn.
I'm gonna cast lightning bolt at the thing who's wet from being in the water. Yes, so electricity is gonna be pretty bad on him.
All right.
28.
28. Okay, 14 points of damage to the Umber Hulk as the bolt of lightning cascades through its body. It lights up for a second as you see the crawling fingers of electricity kind of shoot through its plates.
I like crawling fingers.
That was the name of that one girl, wasn't it?
Yes.
As the bolt grounds
Oh, I
itself,
loved
the rest of the
crawling.
water on its
She was
form
super nice.
kind of evaporates from the sheer force of the electricity. You see the Umber Hulk still standing,
Crawling back.
angry, in pain, and standing, although it's still looking a little worse for wear.
That's it.
You don't want to do that to an Umber Hulk.
You're right.
Percy, you're up.
I'm taking my second shot.
All right.
Shoot it in the mouth.
Oh wait, but there's disadvantage.
You have
I rolled twice. I rolled a 19 and a 20, which
Which
means
are
it
both
doesn't
your
matter,
critical,
which are
right?
both my criticals.
Yeah!
So I critical at a
Sick,
disadvantage.
nasty.
Just point. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
well done. It's now its turn.
Oh, it's still alive.
It turns
Kitty, 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 kitty.
and runs past to the one who shot it with the angry lightning bolt. This tiny gnome that now is a delicious morsel in the mandibles of an Umber Hulk. It comes running forward like a giant, like armored gorilla,
Oh no.
reaching back with both of its claws, swiping at you, Scanlan. That is a 23 to hit, 25 to hit, and its mandibles are 24 to hit.
that hits 3 times.
Yep. You take 13.
Oh no!
But you're so
24,
Ah.
38 points of slashing damage.
This is the sound I make.
As it just strikes you with all of its form now. You're almost pinned to the ground, blood oozing from your face as gashes slash wounds are across your entire body. It's looming over you, ready to try and finish you off next round. That brings us to Vax.
Okay, so he's now got his back turned to me. I'm just gonna stick both knives into his guts and says, "No one touches the gnome!" 24 damage with the second knife. Sneak attack into his ball sack.
How do you want to do this?
I'm gonna stick it in the back of his spider nads and then rip it up his bum and up the back of him and just spill it all at the bottom.
So as it's
I'm right next to him. It might spill on me.
That's alright.
as it's looming over Scanlan, who's on its back, it's tearing into him and starting to gut it best it can, and he's screaming from beneath. You rush underneath, tumble, bringing your dagger up and slam it right under the bottom of its abdomen.
Yep.
As you do it, looks down towards you, and right before its gaze can meet yours, you yank back with all your might, basically scissoring and jagged, drawing the blade up the back of its body. As you do it, leaps forward. Its now soft torso and belly, left open from the armor plates being shot off, spills a number of its warm innards right onto Scanlan's body and form.
Oh, it went in my mouth.
And then it collapses on top of him. You take 6 points of crushing damage as the Umber Hulk collapses on top
I
of
run
you.
over and shove the Umber Hulk off of Scanlan.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
What just happened?
Eventually, you come around the corner to see what looks like
I follow as
a
well.
campfire.
Oh.
And it looks like a setup with a small bundle of, kind of looks like a bedding. There's a campfire setup. It's mostly out at this point. Like there's still a little bit of a flame flicker to it, but it's just embers for the most part. It's not appear.
I start hacking away at the bedding, just stomping the shit out of it.
Grog starts hacking away at the bedding.
I'm just watching and
No,
shrugging.
look and search around and see what's
Yeah.
in the bedding.
I try to keep like a 6 or 7 foot difference.
Oh no.
3 crossbow bolts come flying out of nowhere, 2 hitting Grog.
Why were you stealthing?
I am now.
Somebody likes their bedding, apparently.
As you can see what looks like 3 small
Durgar.
No, they're dwarves.
Yeah, that's Durgar. That's dark dwarves.
Oh.
I consider myself a nerd.
And some strange beast you've not seen before seems to be accompanying one of them.
What is that?
It looks like an oversized, swollen brain.
It's hanging
with a set of claws.
Krang?
It's just like a large brain with a set of arms and legs, like a panther.
What?
That can't be good.
So that's your turn, Scanlan.
Okay, I'm gonna move right there into the room as far as I can.
Yeah, it's as far as no, you can go that far.
Okay. And cast Stinking Cloud right there. It's gonna smell like just ass over there. Right there.
Okay. Best you can see, and you haven't really seen where they are, so you're kind of like, you kind of have the idea that perhaps they're in that vicinity based on the bolts around there.
Okay. I'll put it right where
there?
you're saying, right there.
Okay, that's where if you can go. All right, so a giant
ass cloud.
Green ass cloud.
Scanlan, are you doing an ass cloud again?
Begins to fill this space here. As it does, they all begin to hack and cough. You can hear this now between the rest of you echoing throughout.
I'm slightly aroused.
I was just going to say something similar.
And drawn to the smell.
Constitution saving throws. The weird brain creature, however.
That's awesome.
What?
No nostrils. There's nowhere for him to retch from.
Moves out of the cloud, looks over at you, Grog,
no.
and just kind of bears down for a second, and you feel this intrusion
No.
in your mind.
On my professorial mind.
Go ahead and make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, those aren't good for you.
Well, this
Never
ends
is.
poorly.
Oh, good. My modifier is -2, so yippee-ki-yay. 6.
All right.
Good roll.
Good roll.
That's a good
Good
number.
roll.
You suffer 9 points of psychic damage as there's a sudden, just a blast of excruciating pain in the center of your brain. It actually shakes you a moment from your rage, which then fills your mind once again.
Somebody needs a juggernaut helmet.
Also, you suffer
Yeah, he needs the full
8
Magneto.
points of intelligence damage, technically. You immediately fall unconscious.
What?
Your intelligence is brought to 0.
Oh, but I was at 6.
We gotta kill that thing.
Oh no.
So I
rendered into a
I
cupcake.
try to do a turnip.
That brings us to Tiberius.
I'm gonna fire a glacial blast at this dude.
Okay.
Lobi.
All right. Single targeted beam.
Lobi.
All right.
I'm gonna name him Lobi.
Let's call him Lobi.
Makes its saving throw.
29 damage.
29 damage. The ice, as you put your arms out, you focus this blast of just freezing cold arcane energy that slams into the side of this brain creature. As it does, you see it begins to freeze its entire body. As it reaches up and tries to climb up, it solidifies and then shatters into 100 million pieces.
Oh no! The brain's dead.
You killed Jeff Lobi.
Killed Jeff Lobi.
Lisa Loeb?
Lisa Loeb. I just keep going.
Lisa Loeb and then the 9 intelligence damage. Anyone here speak Undercommon?
I do.
You do.
You speak Undercommon?
I do.
Undercommon.
I knew we were gonna be going.
You
down
hear?
this-
You hear? Quick!
Undercommon thing.
Mr. Reason! Back to the master.
Master. Who's the master?
You're unconscious.
All right, that brings us to Scanlan.
I don't know that this works, but I'll try to cast Dispel Magic on Grog. I don't know if it's magic. I have no idea. Try.
All right, so you go ahead and you
Wake
focus.
up,
You cast Dispel Magic in
Grog.
Grog's vicinity. You see the shift of arcane kind of waving energy.
If I only had a
does not seem
brain.
to have an
Doesn't
effect,
do it.
unfortunately.
Damn it! All right, then as my bonus action, can I still give him an inspiration dice on a saving?
You think at this point, Grog isn't unconscious. Grog is catatonic. Grog has no intelligence. There is nothing home. You just see him
can't inspire
on the
a
ground,
cantaloupe.
drooling, eyes glazed over. There is
No matter what you
nothing
tell the
do.
cantaloupe,
there.
it's not going to feel better about
Okay,
itself.
then I give my dice to Vax.
Okay.
Can I yell out surrender in Undercommon?
You yell out, "Surrender!" Make an intimidation check.
Those
Klingon.
Klingon translation.
Yeah.
Wow. 8.
8?
8.
It's with the dice tonight.
It rolled a 1.
Yay!
It looks around, and in its circumstances, being extremely dire, it drops its weapons, falls to its knees, at your mercy.
Yes.
That's where we'll end the game tonight.
Hey!
What? Oof. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, can I go over and try and heal Grog before
I'm
we...
Vanilla Sky right now.
We're picking up next week.
Oh, no.
Just 5 more hours, Matt. Just 5 more hours.
We'll say for the circumstance here, you go ahead and spend a healing spell on him. His wounds mend. No effect on him.
Oh, no.
God.
I'll have to wait a week.